People exceptionally talented in the ideation strength are fascinated by ideas. They find connections between seemingly disparate phenomena, which what they that means is people with high ideation connect where no one else sees a connection. They just love the whole idea, the pun intended, is to discover something new out of something old, right? A new perspective on familiar challenges, familiar things, familiar ways of doing things. Just this idea of looking for a connection that can have some sort of an idea come to fruition, something that can move the direction of a conversation, of a project, of a relationship, of an idea, of a concept. The same old is not what someone with high ideation wants. They get energy from new ideas. They get fired up when there's a brainstorming session. If you have ideation high, the idea of a brainstorming session probably sends jolts of electricity through your body. If you're with people and you don't have it high, understand that the whole concept of brainstorming is an opportunity to just let all that's jumbled up in your head out. It's really important to give yourself this opportunity, right? In giving people, telling people in advance, right? This is one of those strengths that can really drive a wedge between you and others if you have it high. So instead of having the strength introduce itself, you introduce the strength. Share with people right away. I love brainstorming. This gives me energy. And sometimes in a brainstorming session, my brain might be going a million miles an hour. I might be spitting out idea after idea after idea. If I start to do that and you get frustrated or lost, just stop me. Remind me to slow down because you're falling behind. It's okay to do that. If you have ideation high, that's really important to share with the world because you can seem a little bit unfocused. You can seem a little bit like you're creating more work for yourself or for others. And the idea, I keep saying idea, the idea behind this, what I'm sharing with you today, is that you're not locked into any one of those ideas you're sharing. You're just getting it all out. You're putting everything out in the open, everything out in the universe, hoping that something will stick. It's, think about stream of consciousness. You could be a rambler because people are like, whoa, I can't even keep up with what you're thinking here because you're saying so much. So allow others, if you have ideation high, to slow you down. Now, if you're with people with ideation high, whether it's your husband or your children or people you work with, be mindful that they're not doing this on purpose to make you feel slow or dumb or anything like that. They just can't help themselves. So in a kind, courteous, respectful way, ask them to slow down and say, hey, can you fill me in on what's going on up there? Because I'm not following you. And hopefully that person is going to allow you the opportunity to catch up, so to speak, right? So our raw versus mature, we've discussed a million times in these videos. When you're raw with it, it's more of a me use of the strength, and when you're mature, it's a we, how you can help other people. In the raw form of ideation, it's a lot of ideas. It's more you're thinking of the quantity. As you get more mature, it's more of the quality of the idea. Learning how to fine tune that ability to not waste energy on the number of ideas, but like, hey, let's think of my top 5 ideas of a top 25 and really hone in, because as you get older, or I'm sorry, more mature in this strength, you're going to recognize that some ideas just stink, right? So let's focus on the best of the best and then work on how to polish those ideas up even better. Another raw versus mature, the raw is just innovation. And you're just shouting out the ideas or sharing ideas, where the mature is the implementation of those ideas, right? What's the product behind these ideas? And what can it look like? So being more mindful of where you're taking the ideas and more intentional and more with purpose helps your ideation to really move something forward, whether it be planning a vacation, whether it be just planning the weekend, whether it be coming up with new ideas for Halloween costumes or party ideas. Um, you know, sometimes people with this strength can be, especially if they have the activator strength paired with it, can really go off the rails quickly because they're so excited. They really need to share. They really have this desire to get it all out. So be mindful if you have ideation high. Maybe before jumping into a conversation, or a time when you have to share ideas, just kind of write down your top five, like I mentioned before. Write down the top ones you really want to get across, because the more you share, and some of those ideas are going to stink. The more you share some of those ideas, you might lose that connection with somebody. You might have those people kind of get bored and want to drift off. So let's make sure we honor that ideation by sticking to it, staying focused, using your other strengths. Like if you have strategic, that's really great for how to use this to plan something. If you have analytical high, it'd be a great strength to say, like, now let's really think of, why is this the best idea? Not just it's a good idea, but why is it a good idea? Let's work on fine tuning it and narrowing it down to something very much more specific so that we can use it and implement it in a great way.